YouTube Bloods. What are YouTube Bloods? They say YouTube Bloods is a stories from the blood community in New York City that was on Rikers, that was up north. A lot of it started on my platform. I didn't create any of them. I just gave people a story. The Soul B, the Killer Cavs, the CKs, the Wildcats, the Stack Stones, the Mel Cross, the Bad Vibes, all these wonderful individuals that I had the honor of interviewing. I see a lot of misconception, a lot of things that's happening, and I want to just give it some clarity from my point of view because a lot of it started on my platform. Of course, there were guys talking about things before, but we're talking about the main recognition. People tell stories from their point of view. Everybody's story isn't going to add up. They're telling it from their point of view, how they perceive it. Some of it is embellished, some of it is not. A lot of you have a lot of expectations of how you witness or how you view OGs. You shouldn't have expectations. You see, the platforms that are presented or that are given is an opportunity for them to make money. These guys did not understand or learn how the internet worked at one point. A lot of them understand now, but they didn't. So when people are attacking them, a lot of them are institutionalized, so all they know how to do is respond in that way. We can't hold them accountable for that. The internet is what turns people into different people. And you got to also remember, their true feelings come out when they speak. So a lot of you guys think, oh, you're doing it for the gram or you're doing it for YouTube, you're doing it. No. They've been felt this way about one another. They've been had this on in the back of their mind. That's why it's so easy to respond like that. It just flows naturally. They've been had it, they've been said it, they've been felt it. But because there was an understanding and a mutual respect and a friendship, they didn't go off. Have you ever realized or said to yourself, like, yo, if he do that again, I'm going to let him have it. I'm going to put him in his place. You already know the knowledge and you allow your friend to front. You allow your friend to embellish some stories. But then when your friend do something to you, that's too far, I'm going to get at him. You are a part of the problem because you entertain that nonsense. But that's human society. That's life. I done spoke to a lot of the OGs and the older homies where they told me stories and they said, well, I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to let them ride. I didn't understand why at the time, but then I thought about it and I said, it's just like the typical thing. Letting your man get his rocks off. It's a principle. It's an understanding. I heard a lot of things about all these individuals. All of them. Some good, some bad, some hate. But they all were honorable to me. So having rules of how they should act or how they should be, that's your own rules. You got to remember, these guys have did long times in prison. They have to adjust to certain things. So when all these things is coming out, they're expressing themselves. This is why we fell in love with them. This is why we like to hear their stories, because they're being themselves. They're telling their truths. They're spitting knowledge. But you can also get caught up in the cesspool of YouTube. You can also get caught up in the trolls. You have individuals on YouTube. Individuals making fake pages with their pictures and going in their lives and starting trouble. We seen it. Are they supposed to know how to differentiate it? No. These guys are older guys in their 40s and all that stuff. They're not. Let me zoom in. They're not gonna do. Let me zoom. They don't know how to do that. They don't have no computers with it. Not saying they don't have computers. They do, but they're not gonna go home and do all that. In their mind, a lot of the feelings that they bestow upon us is how they felt initially. It just took something for them to make it come out. A lot of them didn't understand the algorithm either. So they're just expressing themselves and they're just trying to let it be known. Now, sometimes things is so grabby in the cesspool of YouTube, in the deep layers, in the crevices, in the dungeon in YouTube, that things become messy. But when you learn and you see this getting click and that getting click and this getting click and that getting click, you tend to go that direction. Sometimes everybody needs a wake-up call. So be doesn't care about YouTube too much. He's so be. I heard a lot of great things about him. Stack Stone was on YouTube, had it moving. He figured out his own wave until that situation happened. Now he had to figure something else out, and shout out to Stack Stone because I rock with him and other people rock with him. Killer Kev is the same thing. Killer Kev would tell a story, and when he's in it, the institutionalized mind is so deep, or you're so deep in it that it makes you snap. So instantly it snaps. It's like PTSD. Can you blame them? Is it for like and views, or is it that the mental and certain things trigger the mental to go a certain way? Think about what I'm saying. PTSD, being in the box, these mind frames of people feeling like, yo, he's transgressed or he's doing this, so they react and they just doing it in front of the camera. Grown men don't want to be embarrassed. But in all reality, a lot of these dudes are getting money off YouTube. Yes, I feel like some people do it for the likes. Some of them, I gotta call names. If the shoe fits, wear it. Some of them do for likes and views, but I don't feel like it's intentional. I feel like they feel who they are in society, or who I am, or who I've been, or the work that I put in, that if you talk about me like this, I'm gonna respond like this. It's the same thing with how it was in jail, how I heard. If you play with me, I'm gonna do that. I can sit down and listen to all these guys talk. You think that they wanted certain businesses, and Mel Cross got a business outside of YouTube. These guys got businesses and stuff outside of YouTube. But also, when you in the thick of the storm, your job is to survive. And when they're getting dissed and talked about and disrespected, survival mode kicks in. We all got to take blame for this. All of us. Even them, they got to take accountability. And sometimes they get a call and people talk to them, man, you looking crazy. This is why they're able to recant things. You can't put people that don't understand how things work or just getting in tune with things that are so used to behaving a certain way, so used to responding and expecting to change. Lower your expectations and just pay attention. If you want the best, just teach them. Tell them, like, yo, you should do it like this, or you shouldn't do it like that. Shouldn't judge. You shouldn't judge, but I get it. I get it. So, shout out to all the individuals, all the homies. Shout out to everybody. Just imagine that you have built up this reputation and somebody that you had beef with from the past come and try to tarnish your reputation. How would you respond? You can't ignore it, yeah. But you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So is it them that's bugging? Or is it our expectations playing tricks on us? Shouldn't expect nothing but for you to be great. All they're doing is being themselves. And they need people around them to say, yo, take that off the internet. Don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. That's all they need. But all these feelings were on the inside, and PTSD is real. You should look it up. So don't hold them accountable too much. Everybody talk about how an OG is supposed to act and how you're supposed to move. I saw a lot of those. The only one that's supposed to worry about moving is you. Move how you move. And shout out to the homie Zeke too. I saw your blog. Queens.